After COVID, railways slowly started reducing the number of non-AC sleeper class coaches and increased AC coaches of trains. This was done during change of coach type from ICF to LHB. Trains having 8 to 10 non-AC sleeper class coaches ended up having 3 to 4 non-AC sleeper class coaches when they became LHB rake. Since there was no major backslash for the move, railways continued to do this for many trains. Personally, I was disappointed with this move. Most of the people in India still can't afford to travel by AC class. Most of the people still prefer the unreserved and non-AC sleeper class for travel. This move also resulted in many unauthorized people entering reserved AC coaches, mainly 3-tier AC coach of trains. We'll share a detailed video on this soon. This clearly indicated that the railways wanted to move away from AC coaches in future. In fact, railways were also planning for unreserved AC coach. Currently, I have no info on this. After introduction of many Vande Bharat trains and also unauthorized people entering reserved coaches in trains, Indian Railways realized there is still huge demand for non-AC coaches compared to AC coaches. The railways decided to bring in a new concept of trains with existing infrastructure. 22 LHB coaches trained with the WAP5 class of locomotive at both ends was the final decision, with 12 coaches being sleeper class in the rig. Now, let's come to the title part of the video. Why not a train set like Vande Bharat? First point. Cost involved for Vande Bharat is more compared to loco-hauled train. Second point. The designs were already available and there was no delay in starting this product manufacturing. In case they had to do it from scratch to match the Vande Bharat, more time would be needed with research and design. Now that we know the major reasons for not going to train sets, let's briefly look at the locomotive and coaches that will be used. Locomotive decided is WAP5. Some might think, why not WAP7? Again, the cost comes into picture, and also 2 WAP7 locomotive for a train will be overpowered. A kutti story of WAP5 class of locomotive before proceeding further. The locomotives were designed by ABB to be operated at 160 km per hour with a load of 14 to 16 coaches in India. The Bobo 3-phase AC locomotives based on Swiss LOK design were first brought to India in 1995. The first batch had 10 locomotives. Actually, it should have been 11, but one with the locomotive number 30,008 was damaged by fire in transit and deemed unusable on arrival. Chittaranjan locomotive works has since been manufacturing them. They were mainly seen hauling Shatabdi and Rajdhani Express class of trains before the entry of WAP7 class of locomotives. Now they can be seen hauling different variety of trains. Currently, only Habibganj, Bhopal Shatabdi and Gatiman Express use WAP5 class of locomotives regularly as the trains touch 150 km per hour and 160 km per hour respectively on their run. Indian Railways then decided to make an aerodynamic version of the loco for higher speeds, and only one locomotive with the number 30,164 came out. After this, no progress was made. In October 2020, locomotives with the numbers 35,012 and 35,013 were manufactured, with one cab having an aerodynamic profile while the other one having a flat front. These were intended for use on Tejas Express in push-pull configuration, but no actual run in this style has taken place or any test has been done. Both these locos are being used to haul regular express and passenger trains throughout India. With railways looking at train sets and stopping of WV5 manufacturing at Chittaranjan locomotive work, rail fans all felt it was the end. Now with Vande Sadharan trains, they are making a comeback. The design for this train was similar to Tejas WAP5 with aerodynamic cab at one end and a flat face at the other. The flat face will always face the coach. A modification was made to avoid the couplers with a cone as in case of Tejas WAP5. There are reasons for that. This locomotive, if needed, can be used for other trains in case of emergency. And also, staffs need not waste time to remove the cone during minor accidents or emergency uses. This was seen regularly when Vande Bharat had some issues and the cone had to be removed to let the train continue its journey further. Now some of you might have a question. When the loco is fit for 160 km per hour, why the train will have only a maximum speed of 130 km per hour? Open window trains will face more air drag as speed increases. It's negligible up to 130 km per hour, beyond which the locomotive will be needing more power to increase the speed. And also, it will be unpleasant journey for the passengers. In case if you want to understand this better, people who have traveled on bikes and cars can relate to it. Going at high speed on a bike without helmet will not be a pleasant experience. And same way, if you're going at a good speed in a car with open windows, you'll feel the air drag. The unpleasant experience will be almost similar in trains as well. So the train will have only a maximum speed of 130 km per hour. Now coming to the coaches. It will be LHB coaches only with improvements from the current version. The exact improvements will be known only once the rake comes out. We'll update when I get the full info on this. From what I know, trains will have semi-permanent couplers. This is a major update. If you have travelled on LHB coaches, you would have experienced jerks. This was happening mainly due to CBC couplers used in LHB coaches. This will not happen anymore and the journey is expected to be smooth as in case of Vande Bharat train. The power requirement of coaches will be directly taken from the locomotive and no separate end-on car generated, that is EOGs needed. Features inside the coaches are expected to be on the lines of Vande Bharat trains. There will be no automatic doors in this train. The first rake is ready and will be going to Western Railways after testing. I am expecting the fares to be 1.3 times the current fare for unreserved and sleeper class. And why do I think that the fare will be 1.3 times the current fare? Railways have not increased their fare in the past decade that much. With the inflation going high, there is no point in continuing with the same fares. With the new concept coming in, I feel this is the best time to set the fares a bit high than the current fare system. This is just my assumption and I feel we'll have no mix of AC and non-AC coaches in one train together in future. The trains will be split into two categories mainly, with one being pure AC train which will be running at 160 km per hour once the tracks are upgraded, and the second one being non-AC trains running at 130 km per hour. If you feel I've made any mistake in the info given, do let me know in the comments below. Will update myself. Hope this video was informative and see you soon.